It took more than 1,000 years for Buddhism to spread from the plains of India to the Himalayan snow peaks and then on to the Tibetan plateau. But once it had taken root, Buddhist values of nonviolence, tolerance, and respect for the environment began to influence communities throughout Tibet. In Bhutan, high on the rock face of a mountain, there is a cave known as the Tiger's Nest. In the 9th century, Padmasambhava, the founder of Tibetan Buddhism, meditated there. For those that undertake the strenuous climb up to it, the journey symbolizes a path to a pure land, the ultimate goal being enlightenment. Buddhist teachings are profound ways of inner transformation. They are available to anyone possessing the courage and diligence to practice them. At the center of this world is the Lama, or spiritual teacher, a living example of enlightenment. As a spiritual leader, he also participated in every aspect of Tibetan culture. The Lama was capable of inspiring and guiding others to realize the unshakable awareness of their own mind. One such teacher was Khyentse Rinpoche. The Dalai Lama was one of the many teachers who was inspired and taught by Khyentse Rinpoche.
He was one of my main gurus. And especially the Dzogchen teaching and also some other very rare oral transmission. Not only Nyingma tradition, but also Sajya tradition, Gyaluk tradition, and also Gagyu tradition, as I received from him. So I consider late Khyentse Rinpoche is very, very, grateful, very, very helpful for my spiritual practice. When he sits on chair or throne, very magnificent, very impressive. His body appearance very well very well built. And he always smiled, always smiled.
The Dalai Lama requests teachings from Khyentse Rinpoche, making a symbolic offering of precious stones as a symbol of the whole universe. Visualizations, ritual objects, and sometimes even costumes are used by the teacher to show the student a means of transforming his perception of the world and opening to his potentially enlightened state. At the end of this 3-day empowerment, the roles are reversed, and as a sign of humility, Khyentse Rinpoche requests the Dalai Lama to bless him. As a symbol of gratitude for the Guru's teachings, the Dalai Lama offers him a ceremonial white scarf called a kata and requests him to pray for Tibet.
And you say, according to my own experience, of course, you say, as a result of meeting these great masters, it's my spiritual development, for my spiritual development, a great benefit.
Buddhism was born in India 2,500 years ago, when an Indian prince named Siddhartha left the wealth and comforts of his father's palace to find the meaning of life. After many years of meditation, he realized the ultimate nature of reality and became known as the Buddha, or the Awakened One. Padmasambhava is revered by Tibetans as the second Buddha. He was invited by the king of Tibet to establish Buddhism in the land of snows. His extraordinary power overcame all resistance, both human and supernatural, that he encountered on his journey to bring Buddhism to Tibet. Through the power of his realization, Tibet became a unique spiritual society whose traditions have remained unbroken until the recent occupation by the Communist Chinese. Ironically, these tragic events were the catalyst for Tibetan teachers to bring their wisdom and experience to the rest of the world. Many people who met these great masters were struck by their kindness, sense of humor, and extraordinary presence, and began to learn that Buddhism was not based on withdrawing from the world, but on embracing it with love and compassion. That lasting happiness can only come from inner peace. Khyentse Rinpoche was born in 1910 in eastern Tibet. At the age of 13, he felt a deep longing to pursue a spiritual life and go on a long meditative retreat. On leaving home, he wrote a letter to his parents. "Father and Mother, stay in your beautiful home. Your son longs instead for empty caves. A handbook of spirituality is all I wish to keep. Your smiling faces will be with me always. And if one day I might reach spiritual realization, I shall repay your great kindness to me." For the next 15 years, Khyentse Rinpoche meditated in many caves, often remaining snowbound for the entire winter. Of his main teacher, Session Gyaltsab, he said, "I was overwhelmed by the splendor of his expression when he would gaze at me and ask, 'What is the nature of mind?' I felt that he was exactly the same as the Buddha, and I began to understand how to meditate."